And welcome to this week's What's Hot. And we're in another half term. It is the school holidays. So therefore, in today's chemistry lesson, what is titanium used for? Well, plenty is the answer, including joint replacements, especially hip joints, tooth implants, and titanium oxide, extensively used in house paint, artist paint, plastics, enamels, and paper. And it is the focus of this week's Empire Metals Investor Update. The company knew that at its Pitfield asset in Western Australia, there was a giant copper mineral system, but the maiden drilling campaign has yielded so much more. And we've learned it added a whole new dimension to this globally important asset. The discovery of titanium-rich minerals, says boss Sean Bunn, in my view, tells us we have a land of giants to explore. And it was a giant leap in the share price, which was lifted by some 48% in early morning trading. And I will speak to Sean Bunn later today. But overall, some investors and investment managers are putting off their larger investment decisions until a definitive decision is being made about the US debt level. Now, like the rest of the major economies, including the UK, the US has debt, and it's got plenty of it because the US must borrow money to fund the government because it spends more than it raises in taxes. Well, the US Treasury had warned that the US would run out of money in the first week of June if a deal between the Democrats and the Republicans wasn't passed. So basically, the legislation raises the US's $31.4 trillion debt ceiling for 2 years. $31.4 trillion US dollars. Get comfortable with that number. And how indebted is UK fashion retailer ASOS? Now, its shares declined after it confirmed it had raised £75 million from shareholders, not trillion. Million. We knew that last October the company had to write off more than £100 million worth of stock and cut costs after diving into the red, all to do with the cost of living crisis as we rein in our spending. And from write-off to lift-off, and shares in British Airways owner IAG, International Airlines Group, had a bit of a wobble after people were not allowed to cross across the UK frontier when the e-gates refused to open. Well, I hope that you are well, that your investment decisions are not being solely dictated by the US debt level, debt ceiling. I'll see you the same time next week, if you're in the same frontier as I am, that is.